Alright, so here we go. Here's the Einscan software and the interface. Immediately we're graded with three choices, handheld, handheld HD, or fixed. Fixed tends to be at the highest res, but we're going to go with the handheld regular, right? Now it will say device offline for you guys, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and start a new work since we're doing a new scan. However, you guys are going to be doing an open file and the data will be provided for you. Moving through this kind of fast, just note the device will say offline. You guys don't have the device, that's okay. We're just going to open the file and begin our work. Here's how we start the scanner. We have the option to do textured and a alignment, meaning we'll look for markers as well as features, and then what density. And I always like to do lightning and refine. Basically that means we can choose our density after we scan. And here we go. So here is our main interface. Up at the upper left we have our cameras. I'm going to enable the right camera. If you guys remember, white light, it's two cameras for triangulation. So there's my live cameras. And if I go ahead and click the trigger button, I get a preview. So this is telling me what my scan is looking like. And you'll see that bar on the left hand side moving up and down. That is essentially my range, how close and far away I am from the object. And the goal is to try and keep it in the green, so kind of towards the middle. And right now I'm just playing with the camera exposures, trying not to blow anything out. If you go too far and too blown out, you start to lose data. And if you go too low, you're not going to capture anything. So just trying to find that sweet spot. Okay, now please remember this is live, so I'm holding the scanner and moving it around. And when I'm ready, I go ahead and click the trigger button once again. Here we go. And now it is actually recording and populating the mesh in real time. So this mesh is being created at this exact speed. So I'm walking slowly around the object and trying to keep my eyes on the left-hand side of the screen at the same time. It's actually quite difficult. So it's always best to work with a buddy if you can, basically a spotter, telling you if you're kind of out of range. And I'm standing over the object, holding down at sort of a 45-degree angle. I find this captures more data and it helps prevent the scanner from losing tracking or getting lost. It is a subtle art form. You need to have very steady, nice, smooth motions, and an object with lots of features. You'll notice on the platform that the zombie head is on, there's these little green dots. Those are markers, little stickers, created by the scanning company. I placed them all over the platform, and that just helps the scanner stay on target and not lose track of itself. You might see there's a little tracking lost blip here and there, and that's the scanner basically not knowing where it is, right? It happens quite a bit. There we go. And so everything in green is what's being scanned. That's sort of the scanner field of view. And I like to start up high at sort of a 45-degree angle and slowly work my way down low. And as I'm coming around the front of the face here, I'm trying to aim up as much as I can, trying to catch under the eyelids, under the face. And when I'm done, I just hit that trigger button again, and here's my result. So the live scan is done, and this is sort of a preview of what I captured. It's a little bit soft, but that's Einscan for you. There are much higher res scanners available. And you're free to tumble around and look around. You can even edit the cloud if you need to. Now remember, this is not polygons at the moment. It's now over to the right. I have the option if I can rescan or I can generate a point cloud. Gives me a menu. I obviously want to keep it as high as possible and on quality priority. And basically it's going to generate a point cloud from that data. This takes a little bit of time, so I think I pause it coming up here. This could take a good 10 to 15 minutes. This is me trying to find the pause button. There we go. Alright, so now we've actually created a point cloud, and we have a little outliner on the left hand side that says Project 1. And we can edit this cloud, save it, trash it, or mesh it into polygons. The question is how do we get the underside? Right? So I'm actually going to create a new project. Think of it as creating a new polygonal object in the outliner. We'll say project 2, and it is empty. But that means we can fill that with a new scan. So I'm going to come back over to Scan. Nothing's in it. So I can either click the preview button or just click the start button on the scanner itself. And here we go. We are right back into it. And now you can see that my zombie head has been laid on its side very, very carefully. Now it's just sort of a rinse and repeat. Once again, I'm traveling around the object with a slight angle down with the scanner. And I'm just trying to keep that bar right in the green. Now it might actually look fairly simple, but as I'm moving around, I have not only a pulsing light in the dark, there are a lot of cords to the scanner connected to a laptop. So I'm constantly trying to look over my shoulder, step over cords, and walk around an object all at the same time. Definitely helps to have a spotter. Now I'm not too worried about this scan being perfect since I've already got a good 90% of the scan in the first one, but I'm just trying to collect as much data as I can for overlap. Just want a nice clean bottom. As we come around the corner, it was having some trouble with tracking. And the more it loses tracking, the more you have instances of meshes doubling up. It'll create sort of a doubling effect, which means that scan is now trash. It can cause skittering points or just general noise. So we try to keep it as nice and smooth in motion as we can. Here we go, we got most of the bottom. And now we just go ahead and generate points. Once again, we want it on the highest setting possible under quality priority, not speed priority. And there we go. We now have two. Basically, it's like two objects in the outliner. And you'll notice they obviously don't fit and don't snap together. And I'll address that in the next video. But basically we are going to align these two objects and snap them together according to feature. And right here, of course, I'm just saving out the scans. Great, well I think that's about it. So next video, we'll keep going.